oldest women's sporting organization in the country. 77 years old this year. And a week or so ago, we had a chance to introduce you to the newly elected president of the WPRA. Her name is Heidi Schmidt. She has been involved in the board of directors as an officer of the WPRA, first as the Badlands Circuit Director, then vice president, and now taking over and a big set of boots to fill from Jimmy Monroe as the president of the WPRA. Heidi, welcome. Thank you for your time. So I want to set you up this way, Heidi. A week ago, you got to join us with a joyous announcement about the Calgary Stampede. What a fun way to start your presidency, talking about Calgary adding breakaway roping as a major event.
It is so incredible to start it off like that. Like we said last week, let's hope that continues.
All right, so I want to know this, Heidi. I mean, I realize it's only about a week or so into your new tenure as president, but how has the transition gone for you so far?
Absolutely incredible. The support that I've gotten from members, from the past presidents, Doreen, Carolyn Vitor, Jimmy Monroe, the things that I've learned. That's a great picture you guys just put up. I mean, Sharon Camarillo, Janet, Martha Josie, just the women in this industry have laid such an incredible path for me moving ahead. It's been a little bit overwhelming for me at times, exciting, you know, calls from judges, calls from members, calls from everybody, even the guys at the gym I work out at, the Iron Chapel. They don't really even know for sure what it means, but they know that this is a big thing for me, and it's been great.
You know, I started by giving just the briefest of biographies about you and the WPRA. It means a lot, and I think it's an untold story. I really do. Even after we spent a lot of time during the 75th anniversary year a couple of years ago trying to share what the WPRA has meant to women, not just in rodeo, but in sports. It's older than the LPGA. It's older than any other women's sporting organization in the country. That's a big deal.
It is. It's for women. It's governed by women. We try to do the best for women all the time. New opportunities. You know, the Calgary announcement is just huge for these breakaway ropers. You know, the breakaway's only been around about 5 years. So in 5 years, they're in Rodeo Houston, they're in San Antonio, they're in Fort Worth, now they're in Calgary. It's always been our goal as an association, the board, everything, to just continue that growth.
Speaking of that growth, Heidi, that actually leads into my next question. Steve just mentioned the WPRA has been around for 77 years. So it's not like you're a president now and you're taking over something that's brand new. But with that being said, where all do you see it headed? What do you got coming down the pike? Anything that you can enlighten us on, or what the future looks like here over the next year or two?
Absolutely. You know, the thing first and foremost on my mind is our continued agreement and our partnership with people who are our partners in rodeo, and that's the PRCA. That relationship building has continued to grow. They are wonderful to work with, but that is on the forefront of my mind. Number one is signing a long-term agreement with our partners in rodeo, the PRCA. Of course, there's always initiatives, you know, the Western Region event where our United States Calgary qualifier is. That is another opportunity for our members to compete on a big stage, compete for a big opportunity. Of course, Steve knows that I could probably talk for an hour on this subject, but our ground program, getting breakaway roping in not just 500 rodeos, all of them that we have. We have big long-term goals that I am very confident as we work together and work with the membership, we will have success with.
So let's follow up on the Calgary story for just a minute. A week ago, the Calgary Stampede announcing that breakaway roping is about to become one of the standard events at the Calgary Stampede. 30 breakaway ropers will qualify. As you take a look at some video of that beautiful arena and that beautiful city, how do those 30 breakaway ropers get into Calgary?
You know, Steve, I've answered this question so much in the last week that I have it memorized down pat. I probably had it memorized before, but it'll be the top 15 from last year's WPRA World Standings. That grouping will not drop down. So if the 15th girl doesn't enter, that will not drop. It would drop in the world. So then you go to the top 5 in the current WPRA World Standings. So we're at 20. Then you take the top 4 from the CPRA standings from last year. those two categories, top 5 from last year and top 4 in the CPRA, will drop down until filled. Then we will take 2 from our Western Region event in Salina, Utah, and Calgary will take 4 qualifiers from their Calgary qualifier in June. That's how you get to 30.
That's going to be so exciting to have them all at the Calgary Stampede, those breakaway ropers. By the way, congratulations on that. Steve mentioned it earlier about being your first big announcement there as president of the WPRA. Heidi, I want to ask you this real quick before we let you go. Obviously, there's lots that entails there at the WPRA, whether it's you guys talking to rodeo committees, sponsorships, contestants themselves, members of the WPRA. But I know that you don't do that alone. And you came from vice president now into the president's role, but you've got a lot of folks underneath you that definitely help out in a big way, don't you?
We have a tremendous office staff. We have a new vice president, Miss Julie Herman, who was kind of the creator of the Western Region event. We have an incredible board of directors that are always a phone call away, willing to answer questions. I can't speak enough for what I would call the volunteers of the WPRA, because these aren't salaried positions. The women, past, present, and future, are absolutely the backbone of this association.
Heidi Schmidt, the president of the Women's Professional Rodeo Association. I don't know how many presidents have come before you, Heidi, but you and I've known each other long enough to know you can talk for hours about the WPRA. It's something that is a passion of yours, and I know you're going to have a great time as you have the opportunity now to lead this organization down the road. Thank you so much for your time.
I appreciate you guys having me on. Look forward to more conversations in the future.
Awesome. Heidi, thank you.